The night shift at the morgue. Sam, a tired and overworked mortuary assistant, begins his usual night shift at the city morgue. The fluorescent lights hum overhead, casting an artificial glow over the sterile, white-tiled room. He checks the log entries, moves a few covered bodies from the autopsy table to their designated drawers, and sips his stale coffee, the bitter taste barely keeping his exhaustion at bay. Despite years of working with the dead, Sam has never fully adjusted to the eerie silence of the morgue. The occasional creaks of the cooling system, the hum of distant machinery, and even the sensation of unseen eyes watching him from the shadows never fail to send chills down his spine. But tonight, there's something different. An uneasy stillness that makes the air feel heavier. Just as he leans back in his chair, a faint tapping sound cuts through the quiet. He freezes. At first, he dismisses it as his imagination, but then it happens again. Soft, rhythmic, and unmistakably coming from the cold storage area. A shiver runs down his spine as the sound grows louder, more insistent, turning into desperate knocking. It's coming from inside one of the body drawers. Annoyed and convinced it's a prank by his co-workers, Sam hesitantly approaches the drawer. The tag on it reads, John Doe, an unidentified body brought in earlier that day. With a sigh, he slides the drawer open. Inside lies a pale, lifeless body, except its eyes are wide open, locked in terror. Its mouth moves soundlessly, struggling to form words. Sam stumbles back, his heart hammering. The corpse twitches, fingers barely moving, as if trapped inside itself. The air feels electric, charged with an unnatural presence. A weak, rasping breath escapes the body's lips, barely audible over the pounding in Sam's ears. He watches in paralyzed horror as the corpse's gaze flickers toward him, its expression filled with desperate urgency. Something is terribly wrong. This isn't just a misdiagnosed patient. This is something else entirely. Sam fights the urge to run. His training kicks in. What if the person isn't dead? Mistakes happen. With shaking hands, he checks for a pulse. Nothing. Cold skin, stiff limbs. Yet, the eyes track his movements. The mouth moves frantically, trying to form words that will never be heard. A wave of dread washes over him. The death certificate, the autopsy notes. They confirmed this person was dead, but the terror in those eyes tells a different story. The muscles in the corpse's face twitch and its fingers tremble as if attempting to reach out. Sam realizes with horror that this body is not just staring at him. It is pleading for help, trapped in a prison of flesh, aware of its fate yet unable to escape. Panic claws at his chest as he steps closer. He wants to believe there's been a mistake, that this is some rare medical phenomenon, but then the air shifts, heavy, suffocating. A shadow flickers at the edge of his vision, and as he leans in, he hears it. Not a breath, not a whisper, a voice, rasping, hollow, and filled with fear. Help me. Determined to understand, Sam digs through the records. The cause of death, cardiac arrest. The time of death, 12 hours ago. But something about it doesn't add up. The body had no signs of lividity or rigor mortis that should have set in by now. He recalls an urban legend, of a rare condition where people appear clinically dead but remain conscious, trapped inside their own bodies. His breath catches. This isn't a legend. It's real. The John Doe wasn't dead. He had been locked in a drawer, awake, paralyzed, and suffocating. The knocking, the desperate, silent screams were his last efforts to be noticed. Sam's stomach twists as he realizes the man had spent his final moments in absolute horror. A sense of dread coils around Sam's chest. What if he had ignored it? What if there were others? He frantically scans through the rest of the records, his fingers trembling over each death certificate. He hesitates, and then he hears it. Another faint sound, a whisper of movement from deeper in the morgue. And this time he knows he isn't imagining it. Sam hesitates, his body frozen in place as the sound grows clearer. A slow, shuffling movement, like something struggling to free itself. His pulse hammers as he grips a scalpel from the tray beside him. Not that it would do much good against whatever is lurking in the shadows. He steps cautiously toward the source of the noise. Another drawer, slightly ajar, trembles as if something inside is trying to push it open. His breath catches. He knows he shouldn't look, shouldn't open it. But he can't leave, not knowing, not after what he just witnessed. With a deep, shaky breath, he pulls the drawer open. The corpse inside stares at him, eyes unblinking, its mouth contorted in a silent scream. Then, slowly, impossibly, its fingers twitch, clawing at the sheet that covers it. Sam stumbles backward, his heart slamming against his ribs. The drawer behind him creaks, and another. The realization crashes over him like ice water. He isn't alone. The morgue is waking up. A chorus of faint knocking, whispers, and the slow creaking of metal drawers fills the room as Sam staggers toward the exit. His trembling hands fumble for the keys. His mind screams at him to run, to escape before it's too late. But just as he reaches the door, the lights flicker, and then, all at once, the knocking stops.